कालकालाय विद्महे कालातीताय धीमहि तन्नो कालभैरव प्रचोदयात्। ओम हिंगुळे परमहिंगुळे अमृतरूपिणी तनुशक्ति मनशिवे श्री हिंगुळांबिकाय नमः। Namaskaram. Before I would start, I would like to recite one more mantra of our Ishtata Guru Bhairava. Om Digambaraya Vidmahe Mahadigambaraya Dhimahi Tanno Bhairava Prachodayat. This particular mantra is called a sutra. Every Gayatri mantra for one Devata is connected to, actually it is called the foundation. So basically it is a thread. It helps us to actually connect to the Devatas in a much more better and the subtle way. So before Bhairava even give you a darshan, even in the sadhana when you grow and you become such a space where actually you start receiving his grace into the full potent, he breaks your illusions, not your karmas first, not your enemies first, not even your, what do we call it, as a destiny first. He first destroys the false image as you carry about yourself. This is why this becomes as a sutra in Bhairava Sadhana. Because of any kind of a before mantra or a before any kind of a tantra or a before any kind of a diksha or even before any kind of an awakening situation or a process, a sadhaka must come face to face with one terrifying truth. Before the inner journey can begin, it is necessary to understand the very few things about Sadhaka himself, that is yourself, because you are the one who will be traveling in this paddhati or a sampradaya or a sadhana. Because in the sadhana it's an individual journey, because it may be initiated by someone, diksha will be given by someone, a mechanical process of paddhati, the flow chart can be given to you. There may be a recitation of a mantra which is being given to you as a diksha, or a yantra which may be given to you. But all before this, try to understand, it is you yourself need to be ready to travel this journey. So no one else makes the journey for you. Like just as you cannot see through someone's eyes or even walk with someone's feet, in the same way, even dying must also be done from ourselves. Someone cannot die for us, and even living too. So no one can take your place. Sadhana is always about individual journey. It is a journey. So first you must understand few things about sadhaka, about this self, about yourself. If there is a confusion about this, if there is a confusion about yourself, even the right path will take you to the wrong direction. And if you don't understand yourself, you will turn even the right path into the wrong destination. Because it's not about the wrong destination, it's about the path, it's about the person who walks. But if you understand yourself, then the no path is something called as a wrong in the sadhana. Every path can lead you to the right place. Even the wrong path reaches the right destination. What matters is one who is walking in that paddhati, one who is walking in that sadhana sampradaya. The path does not takes you. The walker does. He is the one who goes to the destination. The path changes with you. You become the path. So you need to understand very carefully. It's not about what are the diksha you have got, what are the gurus you have went through, and how exactly you have got into the process of the Paddhati. It is you yourself need to walk into that part. So, first of all, so there is no fixed path you can blindly follow. If you tell that actually they have come from the Shaiva Tantra, few comes and they even tell from even Shaiva Tantra, they talk about the Sri Mahavidyama, telling Shodashi Mantra they have learnt and they are practicing Sri Vidya. And few of them actually come and tell that they have been practicing Bhairava Sadhana for a couple of ages. But they have one thing they have, I see there is a flaw in them, is about knowing about the self. They talk about every beautiful things, but they miss out this particular thing. The first thing is right to understand about yourself. Before the path will arise from you, the destination too will emerges from you. This is the secret of the before you start the sadhana. You are everything. Let me just tell you a very simple connecting to this. You are everything. Like it may be a seed, it may be a tree, or it may be like a flower, or even the fragrance of the flower. If you understand yourself in a wrong, all efforts become useless. First understand clearly. I tell everyone, even before you starting sadhana, first you need to understand this very clearly. You know nothing. If you truly knew, there would not no need to come to here to listen to this podcast or to listen to this video or go and listen some podcast or listen to some every time listening to the Bhairava, seeing that actually how exactly I need to improve my sadhana, how I need to know about sadhana or even doing any sadhana. Even one ray of the sun is enough to reach the sun. Every one drop of the ocean is enough to know about the ocean. Similarly, first of all, let's underline one thing. You know nothing. You know nothing. If you know even a little about life, you do not need to ask anyone. No need to watch any kind of a podcast. No need to actually think about some guru. Follow the guru, practice the guru, take a diksha from him, annoy him, tell him, betray him. You do every sort of it. Juggling between one guru to other guru, thinking that his teaching is not working for me. I am going to jump to one more. These are not the academics. First of all, let me tell. One bijakshara is enough to actually, as I told you, even one ray of the sun is enough to reach to the sun. One drop of the ocean is enough to know that ocean. Similarly, that little knowing, like a small, it is somewhat like carrying a small lamp in the darkness. It's only the lights 2 steps ahead, but you know, walking those 2 steps, the next 2 steps becomes very, very visible. This is most of you have experienced it, because when you hold a lamp and walk in the darkness actually every step you walk through, the 2 steps ahead you'll be able to see the brightness. With such a small lamp, even a journey of thousands of miles can be derived, can be completed easily. And the deepam is what the sadhana is. And the holding of the deepam is what self is all about. You don't need the whole path to be light up with the full deepams, full street lights. It's not actually the highway. Today it has become the highway. Many people talk about sadhana means actually they're having every sort of information, every sort of notes, guru actually available 24/7. No. You do not need the whole path to be lit at once. The light is not needed. So again, if you truly knew even a little about yourself, you don't need to come to anyone. No need to listen any audio or a video or of sadhana at all. Forget about even Bhairava. These sutras, whatever I'm trying to give, it is about them connected to the Bhairava. But these sutras are connected to the normal base of the sadhana. Ideally, you need to understand one thing. What you know right now, at this minute is only the words. And the words has no life, no real meaning. There is nothing more false than the words. Why I'm trying to tell you this? See, meaning exists only in the experience. I may tell something to you, the words. I may be telling in the dimension of the things which is not be able to digest you, not able to understand you. You may interpret it in a different wavelength and understanding on your own easy comfort, thinking that actually this is how actually it is being told. By this, the interpretation will go wrong. So that is the reason I was trying to tell. Words has no life, no real meaning. There is nothing more false than the words in this existence. See, meaning exists only in this experience. Bhava. Whatever I know, I cannot fully express in the words. Do you agree with me? Whatever I know, I cannot fully express in the words. And whatever you have in your, you cannot express in the words. You can only write in frustration, or you can only write with the full of love. But even that love, you will not be able to express fully. And even in that frustration, when you write to someone, you may not be able to express that fully. It may be hardly 1 or 2% of it. Or even if you are very good at your native language or your language, you may be able to express it at the utmost of 10 to 15% of it. No one ever can express the fully words unless it cannot be, it should be experienced. And what you hear are only about the empty words, not the experience. Even if we both sit and talk, listen, and heard about one particular podcast, or we can call it as Guru Upadesha to the Shishyas, you may listen about it for a couple of hours. Trust me, that is only the empty words, not an experience. Bhava is what true meaning of sadhana is all about. You hear the soul, you hear the God, you hear about the Devatas, you hear about the Bhairava, you hear about the Ma Kali, you hear about Ma Tarama, you hear about all greatest Mahavidya Sadhakas word, but no real meaning arises. Only familiarity with that words. Familiarity. Oh, I know about this because I have read about this somewhere. This interpretation may strike in your mind. A repeated hearing creates an illusion that is you understanding. And that's what actually your understanding is all about. Nothing more. You have been understanding about the concepts. Someone is trying to pour the concepts. Someone is trying to tell the concepts which you are able to. And here, so remember this. As I told you earlier, first of all, understand you know nothing. And this is the first ray of the knowledge. This is the first ray of the knowledge. If you have a bookish information stating that actually I have read this, I know this, I have been keep on reading the books, I have been reading lot of Tantra books, I have been doing the sadhana for multiple years. If it is doing so, why your hunger is not been quenched till? So remember this, you know nothing. This is the first ray of knowing about bhava, about knowing about your bhava. The moment the person think they know, the door is knowing is closed. Like a sick person is believe that he is healthy and he stops seeking the treatment. Many people do that. Few people come into the sadhana paddhati and tell that actually after a couple of mandalas, a couple of charanas, they tell that actually I know everything. I believe I know everything, and they think that actually, oh, this is not going to work out for me. I'm going to switch over to the one more excellent speaker guru who is actually helping me to know English words or any kind of words. It may be native language also. It may be the words which you can experience. But let me just tell you, if you realize I know nothing, then you become the honest. This is the first step to know the knowledge. Don't become a sick person. Don't think that actually I'm completely healthy. And if you to do that, you'll stop actually taking a treatment. The biggest obstacle in the Bhairava Marga is not the ignorance. It is an illusion that you already understand every aspect of it. First of all, make this very clear. If you are trying to listen something, it is only the words you are able to hear. You are able to interpret those words. You are able to be in an illusion of those words, connecting yourself in that image. You are not experiencing it. It is somewhat like actually being in a delusion. That illusion state is what actually making you delude in this sadhana. Only those who knows they are ignorant, I don't know anything, can learn. The one who thinks he knows cannot learn any word at all. Even this happens even in the academics. If you think that actually I know everything, the possibility of learning will go down. If you are ignorant, I can guide you towards the knowledge. I can tell that actually I don't know anything. When it comes to the sadhana paddhati also, many people come, many great seekers, so-called seekers comes and they talk about all English stuff, telling that actually they have done, they know about this. Some puja vidhana they will try to share, and I listen to them in a very beautiful way, understanding that actually what exactly need to be understood. But when I understand them very carefully, they know about only the concepts, and the concepts are very good in the books, beautiful. But if you are in the darkness, I can show you the light. But if you think that you are already in the light, then both you and I are wasting the efforts. It is efforts from me as well as you. Both are wasting it. So why I am trying to tell you is, any gurus, wherever you go, wherever you listen, wherever you sit, if you are ignorant, then you are ready to learn something. You'll have something knowledge to learn. And if you think that yes, my life, my knowledge, my awareness is in darkness, the Guru will be able to guide you till to the brightness, to the light. And please don't waste your time. Your time is very precious. Very, very precious. Because you are juggling between one Guru to other Guru. Please do that. But don't waste someone's time. Second thing, all of the life is searching for one thing. How to end the suffering and attain the bliss is what the true search is all about. Even if you ask me, many people when I ask them, when they come to the sadhana, asking them what they want to learn from the sadhana paddhati, they talk about hundreds of things. First of all, they talk about the money first, second the relationship, they tell about all things which are worldly information. But under the core of those all information, I read one particular line. Everyone wants to end the sufferings, and everyone are trying to attain some bliss, experience that bliss. And everything, let me just tell you like this, everything in this existing in this cosmos, let it be a tree, it may be an animal or any kind of humans, they are searching for joy. And every existing itself looking for that bliss, experience. The plant is trying to experience fullness, full life. Animal is trying to experience everything it does. It may be eating, sleeping, reproducing, or even hunting. It does everything. But people start searching the god Bhairava or Devi directly, and that becomes difficult because there is no real thirst for the Bhairava yet or the gods yet. So begin with what is real. You are searching for what? That bliss, experience, searching for that happiness, then accept it. Follow that sincerely. The one day you may discover that bliss itself is another name of Bhairava. The experience, the name, the sadhana experience, what you do, that is the real Bhairava. Glimpse is not when you read the concept and be in that illusion. No. That's not the experience. You search for the happiness. Don't do that. In the Bhairava Sutra, the seeker, the sadhaka is not asking to become someone else, something else. He is stripped layer by layer. I believe you agree with me. When you are in a sadhana paddhati, it happens to you until only the true remains. Especially in Bhairava sadhana, you will be thrown into such a situations where you start blaming on everyone around you. You think that you are the only correct, you are the perfect person, and everyone around you are doing nonsense. The ego wants power. Sadhana here in sadhana, Bhairava wants emptiness in you. The mind wants experience. Always it wants something illusion. Whenever someone tell about the beautiful story about any kind of a situation, they want to go into that. Even it may be like something mythological story. They see themselves there. Bhairava wants surrenderness. See, world teaches you accumulation. Accumulating of all those sadhanas, accumulating of every piece of information, whatever you experience, write down, note down, see, glimpse, again keep on reading it, thinking that, oh, what beautiful it was. Accumulating of your thoughts, of your words is not the sadhana. Bhairava teaches delusion. See, this is the reason I always tell when the sadhaka comes into the sadhana paddhati, I tell that start with the bliss, experience, bhava. Bhava is what actually we always talk about in Bhairava Anugraha, not Bhairava. Bliss is a universal, what we call it as a universal peace which everyone is trying to experience. Plant, animal, human, everyone. Whether one is a atheist, you don't believe it, or he is a believer. He may be like, even it may be like, forget about atheist or even the believer. Let us consider this as, he may be Hindu or he may be Muslim or he may be Christian. Or everyone is understands it. In humanity begins from the universe search, and there would be no conflicts between the religion or any kind of sampradaya. I know this sampradaya, your sampradaya is trying to teach something. We both are doing the same Daiva Aradhana, but your paddhati is something different. The humanity begins from the universal search. There is no need of conflict at all. The only pursuit is about the bliss. Everyone is in behind that bliss. Once you accept that, yes, I am searching for the true bliss, that's where actually your true sadhana starts with. See, the third thing is the third sutra. You would want the bliss, but what you are willing to give up. You cannot come forward without leaving something behind. If your hands are always full of the stones, of your knowledge, thinking that I know all these things, you will not be able to receive the diamond of bhava, diamond of experience, diamond of Bhairava, which you need to really truly experience. But don't be afraid. I'm not going to ask you to give up your wealth or a life or for a sadhana whenever there is any kind of a seva has been done. I don't ask all those things. You don't truly have those at all. You cannot give your wealth, your life. So what you have is only suffering, and that is your real position. Why I'm trying to tell? You may be wealthy, but you do not have the peace. You have not experienced that wealth. You may be having a life, but you have not experienced the life. That bliss of life you have not experienced. You only carry sufferings, and that is the real position what you carry now. And so I ask you one thing. When anyone comes into this Bhairava Anugraha, I tell one thing. Give up your sufferings. Give up your suffering in the lotus feet of the Bhairava. He is the one who is going to take care. No one asks you for your suffering. But here, Bhairava does. Because if you can drop it, the path to the bliss opens. You think suffering has caught you, but it is not truth. You are holding to it. If suffering held you, you could have never be free at all. But since you hold it, you cannot let it go at all. Always doing mandala sadhana, puja, mechanically doing all the steps of puja, vidhana, mandalas, paddhatis. Finally again coming to the same. If your suffering has been held as a hardcore, you could never be free at all. And you are the responsible for your suffering, not the fate, not even Bhairava, not even the Guru, not even the Sampradaya, not even anyone else. You are responsible for your sufferings, your failures. You are responsible for your own fate, because experience wants you to be joyful. When you suffer, you spread only suffering. You talk only about ill about everyone around you. You uplift the whole existence with this experience. Once you experience the bliss, there is no need of being in the situation at all. See, suffering is not something like actually it comes in one day. Suffering accumulates because it is suppressed. Someone is trying to talk something to you. It may be wife, your husband, your colleague, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife. It gets suppressed. Every time when you want to talk, you are suppressing it. Let me just try to correlate with this. Maybe we have all seen the kid, which is, we call it as child, Magu, which is less than 3 years, 2 years. The child cries and releases the tension. But when we teach the child not to cry, so the tension remains and accumulated. Similarly, this inner child want to cry. In the sadhana, when you sit, you will be dripping and you will be crying. And the dripping will happen in such a way that actually you will be in a complete bliss. That is the real experience. But if you suppress it, thinking that I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, after this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what is the fifth I need to do? Then you are accumulating that tension, remaining in that accumulation. Over the time, you collect the layers of expressed pain, and the accumulation becomes your inner hell. That is what most of the sadhakas be in it. They suppress the suffering. They hold a lot of suffering in them. Even you may know this, many of the greatest gurus, in one of the sadhana paddhati, they teach about how to remove this suffering. They cry a lot in that stage, in that particular sadhana, in that particular mandala, or in that particular stage of the sadhana, or we can call it as prakruti of the sadhana. It's about removing your suffering. You cry. You anubhava of this particular oneself. And you cry in such a life, in such a way that actually all your old traumas, all your old karmas will come into the surface. You'll start crying like a baby. And that baby, once it releases, it automatically the tension goes. Similarly, in the sadhana is what truly you need to open that layers of unexpressed pains. The accumulation, once you open up, your inner blossoming will start opening. You become like a child again. I always tell, this is one sutra. Become like a child again. Simple. Open and free. Drop your identity. Don't think that I am so and so. I have some designation in my society. I carry something called PhDs, doctrines. I'm a doctor. I am a minister. Your status, your knowledge is good. I'm not denying it. But unless you drop it, sadhana is not going to work you. Because Bhairava, when you sit in front of him, you cannot sit in front of him with an identity, with a status. Sitting in front of him that I know something, I have a knowledge. Only then transformation happens. Sadhana is a fire. it will transform, or it will bury you. These are the only two possibilities. If you are doing a sadhana to achieve something, then you are in a long place. In the sadhana, throughout everything within, like once you sit in a sadhana, and once you start experiencing, after completing your mechanical rolling of your Rudraksh, thinking that actually I have done 1 mala, 10 mala, 20 mala, 25 mala, 40 mala, 30. I'm not denying it. That's really good, because that's how you need to get settled. You need to actually make sure that actually your energies are getting settled. That's very, very base. I fully agree. But in sadhana, throw yourself, throw out everything, your anger, your pain, your sorrow, everything. When you sit, throw yourself into all those emotions. What is suppressed must be expressed. Otherwise, it remains inside. Bring it to the awareness. It is somewhat like actually like a root is pulled into the sunlight, where they die. So you have the pain, and those are the roots. Unless you pull those roots to the sunlight, unless that the root is put it into the awareness of the light, it will never die. Similarly, bring your awareness to that pain. Suffering comes from the outside. It is not your nature. Bliss is your true nature. Remove the outer garbage, and the inner bliss begins to flow. This is the real sutra. Why I tell as this as a sutra? Sutra has a thread, because this is a step 0. Because a vessel already full cannot attain any kind of amritam. If you take the bowl, thinking that I know everything, you take, and even the amritam is being given to you. You have lot of things in your bowl. Empty your bowl. The mind filled with a borrowed spirituality, borrowed concepts, borrowed pride of the designation, borrowed comparison, borrowed suffering, and the identity cannot hold Bhairava Tattva. You become entire deeper sadhana. So even before you enter into the deeper sadhana, before you experience the sadhana, before you go into any kind of a sadhana paddhati, Bhairava silently asks one thing: what are you ready to drop? As I told earlier, here we are not asking anything. Not your wealth, not your family, not your society, not your name, fame. No. Bhairava asks one thing: your inner poisons, suppressed pains, false identity, spiritual ego, comparison between everyone, comparison between gurus, comparison between sampradaya, comparison between devatas, ambitions. I need to do something, I need to achieve something. Pretending to have all the knowledges, pretending to think that actually I have all the knowledges and I am a supreme. See, have courage to, if you don't, see, this is the reason. Previously in the Gurukula they used to do it. If you feel that this Gurukula is not for you, please don't waste your time and Guru's time. Go to the next Guru. Even Buddha had got almost like 12 Gurus. And even, Dattatreya also had. He had considered nature only as Guru. Sadhana is like a bathing. Suffering is just a dust. Okay? Wash it off, and you naturally joy appears. And sadhana should be in a situation, you should wash your dust of suffering. Not sit there in the sadhana, just pour your water. Dust is not going to go. See, empty your eyes of the tears so you can truly see yourself. When you sit in the sadhana, if you truly experience Bhairava, cry. Cry in such a way and accept yourself. I did mistake. I don't know. I am here because I don't know anything. Empty your eyes. Empty your ears of bias. So you can truly hear something which is really making going to experience you about the Bhairava, about his sutras. Empty your speech of harm before speaking to the truth. It is not going to take you anywhere. Become humble like a disciple. You see, any sadhakas, whenever there was a guru, always humility or is what is always needed. Don't react. Because mind always needs reaction. You need to feed it. It is somewhat like yajna. Always it looks for the ahuti. And your mind always need ahuti. Of what? Of your thoughts, of your actions, of your impatience, of your bias, of your trueness. It doesn't need trueness. It always needs a false identity. Drop the ambitions, the desire to become something else, someone else. Stop comparing yourself with others. Simply become what you are, what you truly are. See, let me just tell you, you are not meant to become someone else. Don't compare, especially when in this sadhana, people talk like, I have to completed Prathama Charana. He is also completed. Why I am not experienced? See, one glass of water, when both of individual hold it, drink the water. Everyone holds it in a different way. Everyone has a different way of energy to hold it. Everyone have a different bhava to actually hold it. Everyone have a different way of sipping that water. And once that sip of the water goes and you experience the bliss of that quenching the thirst, this truly matters. You are not meant to become someone else. You are meant to fully become yourself. You are fully meant to become this self in the sadhana. When something arises within you, it is gradually becoming very natural. Not like let let you take up a small valuable book. If I talk about one experience of it, one book, Bhava Purana Tantra, Bhairava Tattva, one book is there actually. And even this particular book actually is about experiencing among the rarest book. Okay, it is a very rarest book actually, what we normally see. Even any kind of a tantra books, every sort of little information. Forget about even that. You know about Arthur, right? Arthur, Sir John Woodruff is not truly about the author of that any of the books. He always clearly tells any kind of a tantra books he has written, it belongs to those essential truth that discovered again and again and then lost again. He has written very clearly about this. He tells very clearly, truth is not being found. It is actually lost, but it is being discovered again and again. What is the truth? Truth is like a difficult to preserve. Okay, once someone is trying to destroy the Sanatana, no, it cannot be done. When it is distant, only those who stands at the highest peak of a consciousness can glimpse on it. Even any kind of a tantra book, if you before you run, make yourself this vessel empty. They try in countless way to share the glimpse. It is because the treasure of all those information tantra books has a deepest still understanding of the meaning. Whatever they understand becomes a distorted, and whatever they interpreted becomes incorrect. Slowly, the first ray of the truth is lost. The only empty words remains. Whatever you read, without any kind of a guidance or without, this is the reason a smallest one paper or one syllable of mantra is being given to the sadhaka, and that doesn't mean that actually I know entire book, the entire syllabus, but still I know everything. If you be in that particular stage, interpreted becomes incorrect. Slowly the first ray of the truth is lost, and the only empty words remains in this mind. Comparison starts. You do actually juggling between all these things happen. Sometimes even those words are lost, and then the search of the true begin again and again and again. Unless you lose, there is nothing you can gain. See, even one of the greatest author by name Pranesh. He has written a lot of books of Bhairava Tantra, Bhairava Tantra, and even forget about even that. Even the John Woodruff said that the words in the book, whenever it is written in his deepest secret of books, were not written by him, but seen in a deepest meditation state. He claimed they came from a ancient text, now lost into the humanity, into the words, into the mind. Yet anything valuable can never be completely lost, because whenever someone reaches the same height of the consciousness, it is rediscovered. This is what actually all the greatest sadhakas of Bhairava have told. Try to reach that level, not by being in a competition. Many scriptures have emerged in this way. Even Namdev, Namdev, he was not he did not had any kind of an education. When even he got a knowledge of the Vithala, he was not able to understand what exactly Devata is trying to tell. Even forget about Namdeva. Even Quran, when the first revelation came to the Muhammad, he was unlettered. He said, "What should I read?" When Quran words he was able to see. He was not able to read. He saw the letter floating, and before him in a meditation, the voice always used to come, read, read. Namdeva also had this. All the greatest sages, even Nath Sampradaya, this was one of it. Many of them have not read, but they were able to experience. He replied, "I cannot read." Muhammad replied to that time to the Supreme. The voice answered, "You do not need worldly learnings to read these words." This is what happens. The greatest sages told, and even Muhammad, as I told you, when he was not able to learn what exactly was being there, he was shaken that he might have dreamed, or he is losing his mind, he is in a dilemma, delusion. He returned home trembling, covering himself, and he laid in fears for a couple of days. For 3 days he did not even told even to his wife. Similar aspects of stories you can find in many of the sages' life, because he himself was unsure, but the experience continued, and gradually he became to recognize those words. And that's how actually the greatest book Quran came into existence. That is how the Namdeva was able to bring the greatest book into the existence. That's how the greatest Tantra books was written and shared by the Nath Sampradaya, by not only by Natha, any kind of greatest sages they bought when they recognized these words. The experience continued and they recognized those words. In the same way, Mahanirvana Tantra, the greatest liberation, which I told you about, Arthur, Sir John Woodruff, he also told everything very clearly about it is about how you are going to receive it. These teachings are not for everyone. They are for the disciples. When you read about the Tantra book, try to understand. Don't immediately jump into something which you feel that actually you can understand or digest it. No. Start with some. In Bhairava Anugraha, we talk only about Purva Charana, which is even the one step lower than the Prathama Charana. There is nothing called lower, higher in the Sadhana Paddhati at all. Let me just clarify this very clearly. Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya doesn't mean that actually you are going to the higher classes or the higher level of consciousness. It is about higher level of bhava, higher level of experiencing this self. In Purva Charana, these teachings are not for everyone. They are only for the disciples. Only those who are ready to learn, they become a true sadhakas. The disciple or the sadhaka is one who knows they are ignorant and they have a willingness to learn. Then only they will repeatedly do the Purva Charana, then they go to the next stage. It can be told like somewhat every mandala coming back and asking what should be done. I always tell one thing: keep on doing your sadhana, not counting your mandalas. If you keep on counting, it will become like a man mechanically rolling your malas. Those who think they already know cannot learn anything. So, therefore, ignorant can become wise, but so called knowledgeables often remain ignorant. So, to be to be disciplined mean be humble, to bow down to whatever you receive it. See, one Bijakshara, I have told you in one of a video about the Guru Shishya Parampara. It is not about the length of the mantra which is being given to you. It is about the bhava, it is the way it has been transformed, it has come to you. When the something is being transformed to you, it is a prana which has been transferring to you. The value true more than one's ego. This mantra I already know. It means being ready to lose everything, even oneself, for a glimpse of light. Just as one must blend with down, drinking water from the river, knowledge too cannot be attained without the humility. And that surrenderness need to be there. If you talk that actually I know this mantra already, what is he trying to say? You are carrying the bowl with full of something. Amrita has been trying to give. It will spill out. These teachings are for those who are thirsty and also willing to bow down. Try to understand. Bhairava Sadhana is not for everyone. Let me just tell you very clearly. The sutras, before the eye can see, they must be free of tears. Your eyes are filled with sorrow. So you cannot see it very clearly because you have a dusty eyes, comparison eyes. You have always thought that I know everything. When you have all these things, when you bow down in front of someone, you start crying it. And once you start crying, you are very clear. Let the tear flows. Do not suppress. When all the sorrow is released, your vision becomes clear and pure. Then you will see the true direction is the sadhana. That is the first sutra. Second sutra has already told, before the ears are hearing, they must become deaf. You currently hear only what you want to hear. You only experience or document whatever you kind of a chemical you want to know from the YouTube or from some gurus or some information. You try to actually juggle. You are currently hearing only what you want to hear. Your mind filters everything. True listening begins when this filter stops. When you hear without interpretation. What is trying to tell, without interpretation, if you start listening to it, then you start hearing. The third sutra is, before you speak, before a speech can be used in the presence of the Guru, it must be free. Free from impulse. Impulse of what? This self, harm. The words often carry a subtle violations. Many of the sadhakas come to me, talk to me in all sort of things. Just go down, telling them that get well soon. That violence is not actually burning me, it is burning them. I only bow down to the Bhairava, telling them, please help this soul to come into the next stage where they can forget about such kind of a violence of the words until your speech becomes pure and harmless. Silence is better. The real learning happens through the listening, not by speaking. So, the third sutra is always, when you sit in front of the Guru, whosoever it may be, you may think the Guru as anyone, even your husband, your wife, your book, or even Daiva, Bhairava, anyone, Ma Kali, Ma, anyone. But when you sit without any kind of words of violence. Before the words can talk, empty that. The fourth sutra is, before the soul can understand before the Guru, it must be purified. This is symbolically. I'm not trying to tell on a practical way. You must pass through the inner fire, where all the impurity burns away, leaving only what is true. Many times repeatedly the stages of the mandala has been said to the sadhakas, because the purification need to be done. Before the purification of that particular soul has been done, you will not be able to go to the next stage. People come and tell, I have already completed this particular, I need to go to the next stage. What is next? Understand? Please do it. It is not that intentionally I am trying to actually make you sit in the same place. It is not actually passing or failing in the class. This is not an academic qualification at all. Let always, as I told you, don't have a mindset that actually you are doing certain kind of graduation in the sadhana. That's the false identity what you carry. First, teaching given by the true master is about remove the ambition. Even in Bhairava, in the Bhairava Anugraha, we clearly tells Bhairava is not for sale. If you hear for something to gain, I clearly tell, if you are here to gain something, to achieve something, then please, this is not place for you. We say this very, very, very clearly. Clearly, as in Bhairava Anugraha, we are setting out the ground very clearly. Here, we are not to give any kind of knowledge. Here, we are not ready to give any kind of an extra celestial informations to you. Here, we are not to teach you something. Your mind, your intellect, your knowledge, your degree is knowing it. Even Purva Charana, forget about Prathama or Dvitiya. We clearly tell, if you are here for something, then this is not your place. Ambition. You should squeeze your ambition. Ambition means a desire to become something, someone else, experiencing something which you are not even yet getting prepared for it, not getting ready for it. If the rocket is getting ready to go to launch on the sky, it need to have that fuel, right? Only the fire is not going to make you to reach the sky. The fuel need to be there. And that fuel is nothing but sadhana. And whatever you listen, you want from the external things, it is like external itineraries which is going to help those. It may be a camera, it may be like the extra cooling effect, everything. Fire you have, everything. I'm not denying. Fuel. You should have that fuel to go to the skies. And that is only going to happen when you have prepared your fuel of sadhana. Ambitions means the desire to become something. Crush that ambition. Because powerful, famous, enlightened, like someone else, this is the true ambition. But as long as you try to become someone else, you cannot become what truly Bhairava has made you, truly what you are, why you have come to this existence. You will truly not experience that. See, it is somewhat like a rose cannot become a lotus. If it tries also, it fails. And even if it is like loses its true nature. Existence has created you uniquely. You are not meant to imitate someone, imitate something else. Not even a greatest being, like by reciting the mantra or the stotra, you will not become Abhinavagupta. Or following for certain kind of the gurus, you will not become the Natha Guru. Navanathas, you cannot become one among them. You cannot become the 10th Natha. You cannot even attain something called Ashtasiddhis First of all, these ambitions is there, which is actually holding your patra, your bowl full. Spirituality is not about becoming something else. It is about discovering what you already are. This is about discovering what you already are. So ambition creates comparison. I always tell, if you have come here in the Bhairava Anugraha to thinking that actually you are achieving something, waiting to be between than others, but comparison leading to the suffering. This is being told universal truth. There will be always be someone ahead of you. In one or the other way, they will be ahead you. If you're standing in a train, you know that actually someone is standing in front of you. Even if you're in one academics, you know that actually there would be, if you're in a first standard, you know that second standard is there. There is always be someone ahead of you in one or the other way. Please, ambition, crushing this ambition is the greatest sutra. Peace comes only when you drop the comparison, when you fully become yourself. In Bhairava Sutra, the seeker is not asking to become someone else. He is stripped layer by layer. Only a truth remains. I believe all of you agree with me. You may have experienced the sadhana from many of the gurus, many of the podcasts. You may have started it. You may have known this. One or the other way, glimpse you have seen it. He will strip you. He will break you. He will remove from the relations. He will even apart you from the gurus. He will remove you from the sampradaya. He truly remove everything from you. He actually squeeze you because your ego wants power. That Guru Bhairava wants that emptiness. So only he squeezes you. Your mind always, after sitting in every sadhana, every day in the sadhana, needs something or new experience or the same experience what you felt yesterday. Bhairava every time is asking one thing: don't quench for the experience. Sit in front of me with a surrender. And the world teaches about accumulating knowledges. Bhairava teaches delusion. Here you are only to lose. In Bhairava Anugraha, we clearly tell, here you are to lose. If you are here to gain something, do not try to become like anyone else. Just become fully what you are. This is the path. This is the real sutra of the Tantra. Because real Tantra is not about acquiring. Real Tantra is about how much I am ready to know about this self completely. Maybe with this note, I'll stop and we'll come out with His grace with one more information. Om Bhairavaya Namah. Om Kalakalaya Vidmahim Kalatitaya Dhimahi Tanno Kala Bhairava Prachodayat. Om Kamakya Devya Mukhume Vashamanyam Kuru Kuru Swaha. Om Hingule Parama Hingule Amrita Rupini Tanu Shakti Manashiva Shri Hingulaya Maham. Namaskaram.